Look at that. Looks like someone left the camera over here. Anyways, so today's painting will be Linger from Cranberries, and it will be a monochromatic abstract painting, or, just in clearest terms, a black and white abstract painting. You can still tell what it is, but the theme is heavily abstract, and it's just going to be black and white. There probably will be a bit of color, mixtures of gray. There probably will be a bit of color, just subtle hints of colors, but I'm hoping that I can stay true to the abstract nature. I do have a rough draft, but I actually am not going to stick too much into it. Just wait to see. And I'm thinking about emphasizing this one lyric, this one line. I'm thinking and emphasizing that the most, and I think that's going to create quite the interesting dynamic. So let's get to it. So right now I got like a basic background paint going on here, and you may be wondering as to why it's kind of looking the way it looks. It's because the main gimmick I'm trying to go for in this abstract painting is a warped landscape, and here we got Dolores, just because I really like Dolores and I wanted to include her. But I'm trying to include something like a bit of a warped landscape, and you may be wondering, like why though? And the main reason why for me is just the fact that there was this one lyric that I think perfectly captures this painting. And that lyric goes, "Oh, I thought the world of you. I thought nothing could go wrong, but I was wrong. I was wrong." I personally really love that line, and I think it's a very like emotion. It is such a great, it's a powerful line that honestly has gone to, I have gone to appreciate more and more as the years have gone on, and honestly, it's just such a Lingo is just such a amazing song to me. It's personal. It feels well, it doesn't feel personal because obviously, but you know what I mean. I feel very connected to it. I can very much relate to it, and there are just some lyrics that hone in more than others, and that just happens to be one of them. Because there are many people who I've thought the world of, and I generally thought that nothing will ever go wrong, but I was wrong, and that's incredible. And it's incredible to see just how a lyric can do that. Someone try my best not to overshare, but also let you know what is going through my mind. Like what is going through my mind while painting this. So, because y'all don't need to know what happens in my personal life. That's not of importance. What is important is getting this painting done and matching the theme that I'm trying to go for of a warm landscape with some probably woodland crap I'm going to add. Maybe I add a bit of a moon. Maybe. Maybe I add like a maybe I add like a tint of blue. Really emphasize that somberness. Maybe it's like so many possibilities in this one painting, and it's like how do I how do I match and how do I get better at it? It's actually coming out better. That's probably because my brush isn't as hard as a rock like the other. So that's gonna be interesting. And obviously, I don't know how I'm going to incorporate Dolores O'Riordan into this painting, but I'm sure as hell going to find a way. I do miss Dolores O'Riordan. You know, for the longest time, I've never been much of a concert guy. I've never been to a concert. I don't think I would like them, to be honest. But this is the one time I would say, get me a Cranberries concert ticket, and I would have gone. I would have gone all the way. I remember as a kid, I was thinking about it, like, man, when I'm old enough, I'm gonna buy myself some ticket. I'm gonna drive myself to a Cranberries concert. 2018 hit, boom, was yeah, and boom, Dolores Williams is dead. My heart sank that day. It truly did, because now I know that more than ever, I will never see Cranberries show live. Never. That that was sad. And it is sad because Dolores' music, and that's obviously obviously it's the Cranberries, but her music, the music she wrote, like Linger, and it just meant a lot. I think the only one I actually don't like, and this is gonna be a hot take, but I actually don't like Zombie. Yeah, I actually yeah don't personally like Zombie. I because you always like the more alternative rock thing they kind of got good. That song to look like a landscape. No, it's not. But hey, give it some time and it will. Let me actually get this up. Make this bottom portion. Give it some time and it'll start looking like a landscape. But abstract. Hee. I do love me some abstract styles. Makes you wonder what's going through the guy's mind that's making it. Please don't go inside my mind. Like the most brain rot stuff. I'll be watching stuff like Crackback and a whole load of shit post humor. I just like sound autistic, but in reality, I'm actually quite the I'm actually quite the shit poster. Ain't gonna lie. Oop. Let's do a little fast forward. Ooh. So now the living spider. I decided to pay homage to how I've learned. I decided to pay a little bit of homage to how I learned the lyrics of Linger, and that was actually because I used to watch a YouTube video that had the lyrics and the background was a forest. So whenever I listen to Linger, I very strongly associate with the forest. As you can see, I got a little going on. Still gotta add a bit more pizzazz. At the moment, I just got a basic layer going on. It will start to look better. Got my basic cheese. So then we're gonna add some more. Whew. And give a few days later. Give a few days later. It's finally ready to be reviewed. Are you ready? Well, feast your eyes on this. Behold! Looks like I got the wrong. Looks like I got the wrong painting. Um, let's do that again. Now, for real this time. This is it. No tricks. Alright. Let me sit down now. I'm tired of being hunched over. So yeah, this is how it looks. And I always like to have a little bit of I always like the idea of no matter which way you turn it, it looks nice. And for this one, it actually even adds a bit of a different appearance. So when you flip it over here, it's actually showing you what it's meant to be, which is a landscape. Obviously, I was going with that whole wolf landscape I was talking about. There were some interesting effects I noticed while painting though. I came very I didn't even think about these until like the very end. And it was like when I flipped it, I noticed that it kind of looks like an eye, which was interesting to see because that's something I never intended it on looking, but it ended up looking a bit like an eye that I very much enjoy. Really, kind of reminds you of that one of the scenes in the music video of a very close up to the eye, and this is the one that gave me the most trouble. Dolores, I love her, but keeping her in a match with the theme was quite the challenge, actually. Yeah, gave me a headache, but I was half the pain and just removing Dolores. I was like, it's Linger, man. I associate Linger with Dolores. And I was just like, you know what? We'll save Dolores to the last. And so I was just painting this pole. It was meant to be viewed like this. And while I was painting it, it was supposed to be a reflective lake. And I remember I was like getting it all worked up, getting everything. Then I remember I flipped it, just to connect all of them, just to connect all these fours to each other. And I remember I looked at it and I said to myself, that kind of looks like someone. That kind of looks like a bit of a shadow over Dolores. Like someone's standing behind her, shrugging. And I thought, you know what? And I was like, God, that's pretty cool. But I still want that reflective lake. More and more I kept looking at it. More and more I kept working on it. I was like, you know what? I really do like that feature. It was very unintentional, but I really do like it. So I decided to keep it. Granted, there is one problem, and that is that really doesn't. How do I say? What this one? I feel like compared to the other one, like compared to the snowbird one, I feel like you can't flip it. I feel like it only has two main ways of being presented: upside down and right side up. There is no there is no vertical for this, which is sad. But ultimately, I do love how this looks, and I love how it looks like this. So ultimately, what can you do? And yeah, that's Linger, honestly. It's a very fun one to do. It was very interesting because it was like one of the few. I think this is my first time working in with monochromatic paint or just a monochromatic color scheme. It was very interesting because I had absolutely no idea. I was like, how do I really? It was an artistic challenge for me because I've always worked with colors, unless I'm like drawing, but that's different. So I never worked with a painting. So it was a very interesting challenge. I can tell you one thing. It definitely helps to have paintbrushes that are not hard as hell. So yeah, I just really like how this one turned out because I really like how this one turned out, and I hope I'm not gonna grow to hate it. Hopefully, I don't grow to hate it because yeah, this one when I look at it, it does remind me of Linger. Looks like Linger, feels like Linger, or at least to me it does. Who knows how you guys do it? You guys probably be less trash. Yeah, please don't be less trash. Anyway, so yeah, this was a bit of the artistic breakdown of this painting. Anyways, I hope you all enjoy that. I hope you all enjoy that. And I do plan to paint something a bit more silly, not so much, your snowbirds and lingers. So hopefully y'all will be in tune for that. I am working on it at the moment. I actually was working it while working on this one. So hopefully y'all stay in tune for that silly drawing of mine. Not drawing, that silly painting of mine. Anyways, so thank you for watching and goodbye.